All right, welcome back to another After Dark, everyone. Hope y'all are having a good night so far. Hope you guys had a good day. Hope you guys enjoyed that video from earlier. That was a lot of fun for me, but I know it was more of a heavy video, so I thought it would be appropriate tonight to just check out something a little more chill. This one's titled "The Top 5 Passers in NBA History," and of all places, this is by Nonstop. So I figured this would be cool, a cool little distraction. Off the top of my list, I really probably should have thought about this beforehand, but this is how I always do reactions. I never think ahead. So, Magic Johnson, Steve Nash, John Stockton. It's hard to get 5. I want to go Pistol Pete. I want to go, that's Pete Maravich if you don't know who he is. Oh, man. I want to not make you guys wait any longer, so let's get to it. I'm going to link the original video down below like I always do. It's going to be in the description for you guys. Man, I am missing some, like, obvious people right now. I mean, Jokic even could possibly be on that list. White Chocolate could be on this list. There's a lot of players who could be on this list. So, yeah, let's check it out. You guys heard my little broken list here because I didn't prepare. You guys have more time than me. You can hit pause right now and get into the comments. Let me know who you think are the top 5 passers in NBA history. We can put the Oscar Robinson in here. There's so many people. So I want to see what your guys' list is, and let's do this. All right, like the vid. Let's get right into this. Okay? Can't wait to see what your guys' comments are. I want to see what you guys have to say before you watch this video, and then I want to see like if your opinion changed after watching this video. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's do it.
This game is all about buckets. Bill Russell famously said in an Uncle Drew commercial. But before a bucket, there usually comes the pass. With sincere apologies to Oscar Robertson, who we never saw play, to Mark Jackson, who had over 10,000 assists in his career, and to Chris Paul, who still is a point god. Here are our picks for top 5 passers in NBA history, in no particular order. Steve Nash.
Yes, sir.
Like John Stockton, Steve Nash also looked like a taller accountant or a local musician that played some basketball on the side.
I'd argue that he's a better passer than John Stockton, but John Stockton is more accomplished than Steve Nash. So that might trigger people.
He was a physically inferior kid from Canada who barely got a college scholarship. Even his parents and best friends laughed when Steve proclaimed his desire to become an NBA player. However, Nash was determined to make it and never gave up.
Yeah.
Phoenix Suns recognized his high motor, amazing hand-eye coordination, and the uncanny ability to survey the floor, and selected him 15th overall in the 1996 NBA draft. He played below the rim, but was so crafty with the ball, shifty with his dribble, using hesitations to manipulate defense is exactly how he wanted to. In his prime, Steve Nash was a magician on the court, orchestrating a perfect symphony that was Phoenix Suns' 7 seconds or less offense. Nash was never explosive, but it was incredibly difficult to stop him on the run. He did everything well at incredibly fast speeds, either slaloming to the basket, dropping off pass to a cutter, or punishing a retreating defender with a silky smooth jump.
I know.
Apart from leading NBA in assists for 5 seasons, Nash was also a phenomenal shooter. He shot 50% from the field, 40% for 3, and 90% free throws for 5 years in a row between 2005 and 2010. And then
then there was one year where it was 89% from the free throw line, 89.9 or something like that.
Retrospect, he shouldn't have passed so much. Nash and his Phoenix Suns were 10 years before their time.
Yeah.
They were the most fun team to watch in the aughts, and it was all set up by that little point guard from Canada.
I mean, this was the mid-2000s, so a point guard still meant that you're a facilitator. So I know we look back and we go, yeah, you should have shot more because you were the best shooter in the league, possibly at that point. But the guy was playing point guard, and he was playing his position better than anybody else in the league. So it's hard to say that kind of stuff, hindsight-wise. You know, I think he did great. He was a great player.
Nash shouldn't have won 2 MVPs, but he did. He should have won a championship, but he didn't. He was one of the most skilled players to ever play and is deservedly in the Hall of Fame. LeBron James.
That would be a cool Hall of Fame speech to watch. I never actually watched his Hall of Fame speech, so that would be a cool one to react to.
It's mind-boggling that LeBron has a legitimate chance to be the best scorer in NBA history and also top 5 all-time in assists.
Yeah, it's a non-stop video, so of course they're going to put LeBron. It's so funny. Like, when I was thinking about my top passes of all time, he didn't even, like, pop up in my head. Well, not even for a second. I don't see... Yeah, whatever. We'll get through this one.
In his nature, LeBron is a passer, and making his teammates involved was instilled in him from his first basketball coach, and he never changed that. While many fans want him to be more like Jordan, LeBron plays similarly to Magic and is a hybrid between Magic's height and passing and Jordan's athleticism. This year, in his 17th season, LeBron leads the league in assists. He makes every player around him better, and you could put him on any NBA team, and they would instantly become a title contender or a playoff team at the very least.
Okay. All right. Yeah. What happened this year in 2025? Let me see. When was this video? This video is from 4 years ago. So, yeah, you have missed out on 4 years of blunders from LeBron. So I'm sure your opinion has changed a little bit by now, right?
He's the only non-point guard in the top 30 on the all-time assist list. His passing skills are off the charts. Full court passes, no-look passes, behind the back.
He should be leading the all-time in assist if he's going to be on this list, just like he does in shots, missed shots, points, turnovers, all this stuff. I can't believe he's not higher on the assist list. He's really not a passer.
Legs. James can deliver them all and all with laser precision. LeBron's talent is unfair. Apart from great physical gifts, he's also one of the most intelligent NBA players ever and has a photographic memory. He's like an NFL quarterback who is directing traffic and knows where every one of his teammates wants the ball and do they want it with or without spin. He's not MJ, he's LJ.
Yeah, like that time he had Kyrie Irving guarding him, and it was a one-on-one situation, game on the line, and he's got 3 people surrounding AD, and he throws the ball into AD. I'm sure that's exactly what AD wanted. Delivered it right where he wanted it.
While there will be games where he'll
and of course it ends with them losing.
Score 40 or 50, they will also likely be paired with 7 to 8 dimes. A combination of his scoring and playmaking ability is why he's the best all-around player ever, and some even put him in front of Jordan as the NBA GOAT.
Man.
Magic Johnson.
Suck harder, man.
Magic is one of the greatest nicknames in the history of sports.
I don't like people comparing him to Magic either. They don't play anything alike. I feel like this is by people who never watched Magic Johnson play. There's nothing in common between these two players.
And if they called you Magic, you had to do something special to earn it. Earvin Johnson didn't jump extremely high, and he wasn't a great shooter either. What was magical about him, however, was his passing. Magic could make every pass in the book, with either hand, with or without bounce, looking at his target or at Jack Nicholson sitting courtside, and still deliver it in the right place. And what made it extra special is that he had usually done it going full speed down the court. Magic brought the show to the Showtime Lakers, and his no-look passes were must-see TV. Before Michael Jordan came to the NBA, Magic was the most exciting player in the league,
100%.
and the player who saved the league together with Larry Bird. He was 6'9" in height, which was
Magic was doing it from the ground, and so was Bird, and then Dr. J was doing it from the air.
Heard of for a point guard. And outside of Ben Simmons, he's still the tallest point guard ever. The height allowed him to see the floor well, and paired with his exceptional basketball IQ and winning mentality, Magic was able to dominate from the moment he stepped in the NBA. His 11.2 assists per game is the best mark in NBA history, and he holds almost every postseason and finals assist record. Magic changed the notion that a point guard-based team can't win championships, and that's why almost everybody considers him the best point guard to ever play basketball. John Stockton. John Stockton was Magic Johnson's contemporary and his polar opposite. While Magic was tall, with a huge smile on his face, making no-look passes and living a rock star
Magic was all flash, and Stockton was all fundamental
lifestyle, John Stockton couldn't be more different.
And that's why I like Nash, because he was like right in the middle of the two.
A 6'1" unathletic white guy with a strict haircut and the only guy that still wore those short shorts after they came out of style, Stockton looked like your average accountant.
Hey man, I'm old enough now to be able to have talked to women who were around during that time. The women apparently loved Stockton. They were really into his legs, and they loved his short shorts. I'll just leave it at that. I can't relate, but I'm also not a woman.
Approach to the game was serious. There was no smiling or showing off on the court. He was not particularly fan or media friendly and never appeared in commercials. Even though they were so different, Magic and Stockton are often mentioned together when the greatest NBA point guards are discussed.
Yep,
While Magic
punch.
is the best passer in NBA history on average, John Stockton is the best in total assists. His 15,806 assists is a record that will never be broken.
Yeah.
And he has almost 4,000 assists more than the next person on the list.
It just shows that totals don't mean everything. Because in my mind, there's no doubt Magic Johnson was the greatest passer of all time. But who owns the record? It's Stockton. But that doesn't mean he was greater than Magic in my mind. Also, especially because it led to 5 championships for Magic too. So,
Played pesky defense, which made him an all-time steals leader as well, again by a wide margin. He was also
probably the toughest, like strength-wise, physicality-wise, might be the toughest point guard I've ever seen. Might be. Y'all could probably think of a couple that might contradict me. Let me know.
Phenomenal shooter with 51% from the field for his career. But what will John Stockton be remembered for is to be arguably the best pure playmaker basketball has ever seen.
Yeah.
Stockton led the league in assists every year from 1988 to 1996.
Crazy.
He was a maestro of the pick and roll when this play was a novelty in the league, and his partnership with Malone yielded more points than any other in the history of the game. Stockton's game was based on tremendous ball control and always putting the ball at the right place at the right time. He was a computer, always 2 or 3 steps ahead than everybody else. And this wasn't by accident. After he was drafted, Stockton took home all available VHS recordings of Jazz games and then came to the first training camp completely ready. He knew all the attacking moves of all the players and every defensive setup. His preparation was second to none. And throughout his career, Stockton did not know about free summer. During July, he trained for 2 hours a day. In August, he increased it to 5 hours, which contributed that this small, skinny white man missed only 22 games out of a possible 1,526 in 19 years.
Yeah, he goes completely against the load management narrative. Like, I think load management is leading to more injuries personally, and a guy like John Stockton is proving this. And Michael Jordan and all the guys from the old era that played all 82 games. What happened to them? Why weren't they injured every single year? Shouldn't they be? No, it's because their body's used to this.
When asked about his favorite moment with the Dream Team in Barcelona, Stockton replied, "One girl on the street asked me to take a picture of her with Charles Barkley. She thought I was some tourist." And that's the kind of guy John Stockton was.
Yep.
Unemotional, indestructive, surgically precise.
Yeah, I heard he drove like a soccer mom van around, and it was just like, that's just who he was, just regular Joe. I get it too. I don't want to be a celebrity, like I've said before. So for him to be able to be like rich and also play the game that he loves for a job and not be recognized everywhere he goes, I think that's cool, man. He lived a good life, or he's living a good life.
NBA's original Terminator, before Kawhi Leonard was even born. Jason Kidd.
Oh, Kidd.
Jason Kidd is second on the all-time assist list with 12,091 assists total.
Dang, how many of you had Kidd on the list and I didn't?
Used to call him Ace and Kidd at the beginning of his career because he had no J. However, he had everything else. At 6'4" and sturdy 205 pounds, Kidd was one of the strongest point guards ever. He routinely grabbed more rebounds than some power forwards and is one of the best rebounders ever at his position. He was also a great defender who made
steals
9 all-defensive teams. But if you wanted to describe Kidd in 2 words, it would be savvy and intelligent. While others were playing checkers, he played chess. The greatest quality of Jason Kidd is the incredible ability to make players around him better and put everybody in the right position. He was a perfect floor general, and his assists scored big contracts for many of his teammates. In the first phase of his career,
that's true. This is very true. He got a lot of his guys paid.
Was the most dominant NBA player in transition, a speed demon with the incredible sense of when to pass and when to attack the basket. He led the league in assists 5 times and made 2 straight NBA finals with the Nets, but couldn't go past Kobe and prime Shaq.
No kidding.
In the second phase, he became
I felt bad for Kidd at that point. That's why I always say I'm so glad he won in 2011.
Improved shooter and finished his career with 3rd most made threes, behind only Ray Allen and Reggie Miller. Crown jewel of his illustrious career is the Olympic gold with the Redeem Team and the 2011 finals, where he finally won a championship alongside Dirk Nowitzki in Dallas. A 10-time All-Star, he's one of the most intelligent point guards in the history of NBA, whose passing would bring the best out of every team he's been on.
That was a cool short video. I enjoyed that one. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that one too. Oh boy. So I didn't know the second I was going to start the video that they were going to write off people like Oscar Robinson and like Pistol Pete and stuff like that. I understand why they did, I guess, but that messed with my list a little. But yeah, J Kidd definitely should have been on my list. Chris Paul is debatable. I think this would have been better as a top 10 because just thinking of the top 5, there's just too many great passers to squeeze into that small little space, in my opinion. But I'm curious about you guys. How many did you get? Or what did I ask in the beginning? Did watching this change your opinion at all? Because for me, yeah, I realized that I forgot J Kidd. That's about it, really. Outside of that, I was pretty on the money. But I'm curious about what you guys went through during this video. Anyways, not much to say. Not much to say outside of the fact that was a fun video. And I'm not going to do a long intro because there's nothing really to discuss here. So I'd like to thank you all for watching. I appreciate you all. Can't wait to see the comments and see how you guys did. Yeah, like the vid if you liked it. Dislike it if you didn't. Subscribe to the channel if you want more content like this. And what's that thing? Oh, yeah. Be water, my friends.